Guys, my name is Alina Shaltsova. I'm an immigration attorney from New York. In today's live video, we will be discussing the most recent immigration news related to USCIS or Department of State Visa Bulletin. Visa Bulletin for September 2023, how and what is going to be changing for family preference categories and employment preference categories. We're going to discuss possible strategies as to what to do relating to this new Visa Bulletin. So please join us. If this is your first time, welcome. Do not forget to type in the chat where you're watching from, and also do not forget to type your comments and your questions, because after I'm done with my presentation, I will be answering your guys' questions live. So welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well today, and we are going to start. On the screen together with my picture, you can see the final action dates for family preference categories for Visa Bulletin of September 2023. One of the preference categories that the most affected by this Visa Bulletin would be F2A, which represents unmarried under 21 children and spouses of lawful permanent residents or green card holders. So if you look at this chart, you will see that final action dates when USCIS, Department of State, can issue visas for spouses and children of lawful permanent residents, according to September 2023 Visa Bulletin, is January 1st, 2018. It means that a visa is not going to be issued unless on that I-130 receipt notice that you received from USCIS, in the left upper corner where it says priority date, the date is sooner, if we count backwards, or after, rather, January 1st, 2018. In other words, we're looking at about 5-year wait time for visa in this preference category, according to the latest Visa Bulletin. Just to compare, in January of 2023, this particular category was current, meaning that lawful permanent residents, when they wanted to sponsor their unmarried children under 21 spouses, did not have to be in a separate line apart from processing times, just like US citizens when they were filing their petitions. And in just 7 months, the situation changed drastically. 5-year time wait is a huge time period to wait to unite with your family members, especially if they are overseas. So what can you do? Well, if you're looking at the 5-year wait time period, of course, if you become a US citizen during this time, you will be automatically, or rather your beneficiary will be automatically taken out of this category, and you or they will be in a category of immediate relatives without this preference table that you see on the screen. So that would be one way to avoid this terrible, long, exhausting wait to unite with your family members. 5 years, right? If you're a permanent resident. And honestly, this is like the longest wait period that I've ever seen in this category since I started practicing, at least the one that I remember. Several years ago, it was a year or two, but it's never been 5 years. I hope it will be shortened, resolved, maybe even would become current in October of this year when the numbers for most categories are resetting. But I do not know. We're going to see what's going to happen, right? So this is what we'll look at currently. Now, remember also that for those kids who are in the United States, there is a status available if they were abandoned, abused, or neglected by one or both parents, called special immigrant juvenile status. And even though there is a preference category for them now too, and they will have to wait for like 4 years or so to wait for their green cards, though if your child qualifies for that relief, they do not have to show that they maintained lawful non-immigrant status, unlike in F2A category. So when you are looking for solutions for your spouse or child, and you look at this table and you're horrified by the numbers, always call an immigration attorney to consult to see what is that you can do to perhaps solve your issue some other way. So right now, again, in the family preference category, there is a huge wait time. And in the category for sponsoring of your brothers and sisters, F4 category, we see priority date of April 2007, which places us roughly at a 16-year wait time. Typically, to sponsor your brother or sister, it would take usually around 10 years. Currently, again, there is this 5-year extra time, just like in F2A category, for another preference category, which is very unusual. Again, it may change. Remember that this time wait is not square, so-called. Next month, it can be only 10 years or 8 years, and the months after that is going to be, again, shorter or longer. Sometimes what happens is that the category gets retrogressed. What it means is that, as I described before, in January of this year, 2023, F2A category was current. And some of you could have received emails from the National Visa Center saying that, hey, now it's time for you to go through the next process, submit those documents for your relative so they can have a visa interview. But if in the process of waiting for this visa interview, the category retrogresses like it did now, right? The interview never happened and the category bounced back, then the process will be frozen for you guys. I receive a lot of questions as to why I received an email from NVC saying I can go ahead with something, and now the portal is locked and I cannot do anything, or there is no movement in my case. That's why. Retrogression. So this is something I wanted to explain to you. And now we're going to have a short discussion about employment-based categories on the Visa Bulletin for September 2023. Many of you are in the United States asking me if you guys can receive employment-based visas in the United States. So for employment-based green card, to receive it in the United States, you again have to show that you maintained lawful non-immigrant status from the time you entered the United States. Sometimes people say, well, I'm going to come on a tourist visa, and in the end of my stay, I will file for that extraordinary ability visa, employment category EB1. So it used to be current for years for all the countries. But now, if you look at this table, you'll see that it's a little bit behind. It says August 1st, 2023. So again, now there is a priority date, even though it's not big deal. It's just a week, right? From today, there is a small difference in time. But for nationals of some countries like China, the priority date for EB1 extraordinary ability is actually significantly longer or behind in time, meaning that an individual would have to live in the United States much longer time before they can submit for that green card based on approved or pending EB1 petition. Currently, it says February 2022, a year and a half, right? Difference. So the same situation as in family-based cases, we see in employment-based cases, dates are falling behind. Now, EB3 category, compared to January of 2023 is no longer current as well. There is approximately 3-year wait time for that. Unskilled worker, right? There is a preference time, again, not current category, EB2. Many of you who are filing for EB2 national interest waiver now will have to wait for a year before you guys can submit that green card based on approved or pending EB2 category. Plus, you have to show you've been maintaining lawful non-immigrant status. So, no good news in this visa bulletin. To resume my talks, we just see more and more delays. We'll see what's going to happen in October. But so far, visa bulletin does not give us any good news. Okay, only delays in priority days. And now, if you have some questions about visa bulletin or some other news, some other information, I'll be absolutely happy to answer them. This is your chance to ask your questions free of charge. Especially it's good for those who have a short question and just need some direction as to what they need to do. Hi, Jamil. Hi, Hussein. Hi, Mila. I would like you to send me a visa. I would want to be able to send you a visa, but immigration lawyers cannot do that. Only the government of the United States can issue visas, guys. Hi, Pamela, watching from Belize. Yay. Hi, Faridul. Hi, Abdil. Hi, Alban. Hi, Rajis from Far Rockaway. Yay. Albania. Hi, Alban. Hi, Sohail. Hi, Farouk. Here we go. I filed my special immigrant juvenile status on June 29th. I'm waiting decision. When can I get my I-360 result? Under the litigation and settlement training to it, you should receive your decision in 180 days if nothing changed recently. So it's only 6 months. But remember, preference category number 4 in the visa bulletin. Now all the children, regardless of where they're coming from, subject to that preference category. And even though your petition may be approved now, it doesn't mean that you will be able to file for the green card now. The good news is that in the special immigrant juvenile category, you do not have to show that you maintained lawful non-immigrant status throughout your stay in the United States. It's also one of those rare occasions when claim of US citizenship will be forgiven to you, or entry without inspection. But hopefully your case will be approved, and then the only thing that you need to do is just to wait. Hi, Ibrahima. Hi, Salau from Nigeria. Yay. Hi, Boris, Pakistan. Hi, Ladu. Hi, Umar. Hi, Valdemiro. Thank you. Hi, Abdil. My US citizen wife with 2 kids petitioned I-730 files this May 2023. So how long it will take to be approved and send my case to embassy in Kenya or Uganda where I live? Hi, Abdi. I don't have good news for you. It's probably going to take you at least 2 years to come to the United States. It's been notoriously long, exhausting to wait for this I-730 to be approved. There was a time in the United States when they were approved very fast. And I feel like pandemic interfered with all the processing times, and perhaps we're going to see that the processing is going to go back on track and it will be faster, but currently it's going to take you about 2 years if everything goes well. Or maybe I'm lying. Hopefully your case is not going to take that long. Hi, Sagor from Bangladesh. Hi, Sultanese. My petition I-130 is approved. Congratulations. July 2022, sent to Department of State for process. July 2024, what day my interview? I would not know. When will your interview be? It depends on many factors. First, who filed I-130 for you? In which preference category, if any, are you going to be? Second part of the question, did you submit all the documents that are necessary before your visa interview can be scheduled? It's also very, very important because the interview is not going to be scheduled until your case is documentary qualified, and you're going to receive that message from National Visa Center. Hi, Bart. Thank you. Hi, True Wisdom. Hey, hi, Ahmed. Hi. I wish I could speak Arabic, but I don't. I do speak English, well, sort of, right? Russian, Belarusian, but don't speak Arabic, guys. Sorry. Hi, True Wisdom. Is it possible to switch my DS-260 from Mexico to Bahamas, my country? Is it possible? In theory, it should be possible, but you will have to work with a national visa center or consulates. The consulate of a new country has to agree usually to take your case, okay? And depending on what stage your case is at, if it's still in the National Visa Center, you contact them and you ask them for help. You have to have good reasons why you're doing that though, okay? And if they agree, they're going to transfer your case. And the consulate of the next country must agree to take you. But yes, it's in theory, at least it's possible. Hi, Farouk. I came to the United States with J1 visa, have social security number, filed I-360 for SIJ. Can I work with my social security number while processing? No lawyer is going to advise you to work without authorization in the United States because it's not good to do that. It's unethical. But if somebody who is filing for SIJ is working in the United States without authorization, this will be forgiven to them. And in fact, if you look at the form I-360, you don't have to answer the question whether you worked without authorization if you file based on SIJ, because again, it's irrelevant to your status. But as an attorney, I cannot tell you to do that, okay? Any news about asylum cases? Hi, Hamza. Not really. Still tremendous backlog, which is growing and growing. And unfortunately, we don't really see any resolution to it at this time. So, West Virginia. Hi, Rosalina. Hi, Emily. It's the last month in the fiscal year. Yes, September visibility makes sense because all 226 family-based visas are about to be used. Yes, 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 and yes. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. All right, that's what I mentioned. We're going to see if it's going to restart in October. But can you imagine poor people who look at this visibility and it is scary. But honestly, it's still a very huge delay, all right, a tremendous delay. And I hope they're going to use the visas, because if they don't use the visas like they did not many times before, then we're going to see another backlog. So we're going to see what's going to happen, right? We hope so. We truly hope that it's going to reset in October. Hi, Hamza. Asylum status holder can travel inside the USA or not? Asylum status holder, if you have asylum in the United States, you are legal, okay? If you have asylum, you can travel. You can even travel outside of the United States, but you have to receive travel document to do that if you have asylum. If you have asylum pending, that's different, all right? Can you travel? Well, yes, but technically you don't have a lawful non-immigrant status. And if you end up in one of the states that are not friendly to immigrants, you still may be detained. You're going to get out of the detention, but you still may be detained. This is very interesting, okay? Very, very interesting. Hi, check Ira. I'm waiting my travel document already 9 months. How long it need? How long will it take? It usually takes about that long, sometimes even longer. I know the processing times are ridiculous. But if you have a good reason to expedite, you should do that. You can submit a request to expedite with USCIS, and maybe they even will listen to you. So we'll see. Hi, Mala. Any strong news about the Registry Act to Dignity Act? Nothing that we can say optimistically that it will be passed. I do have a couple of videos, right, on my YouTube channel and here explaining that registry was reintroduced recently by the House senators, And the Dignity Act is also like a counter, was also discussed, but nothing happened that I would tell you with confidence that they will be passed. All right. When they are passed, because we're optimists here, I will let you know. Hi, Sissy. When the DV lottery starts? The DV lottery is going to start next year, next fiscal year. They're going to start the new draw, all right? And I don't remember the date. I believe it's in October or early November. Department of State website says it, but there will be time to participate in the DV lottery starting the next fiscal year, which is going to start October 1st, 2023. The fiscal year is not the calendar year. This is like the most confusing thing in the world. I don't know why it's happening. If you guys know why it's like that, you let me know. Hi, Larry. I have a pending I-45 based on asylum grant. It's been 13 months since I did my biometrics and my case status changed to eligibility established. Please, what does it mean? I have no idea. I don't read those online things, online messages. Well, I hope that it means that they establish that you qualify for the green card, okay? Or at least they determine that up to that point you qualify for the green card, and then I guess they need you to do the background checks. But honestly, for the most part, those online updates are useless. The only thing that really makes sense is when you receive that notice, which you can receive to your USCIS account, right? Message box. If you registered for that, I like the mail, all right? Why? Because I know that I operate by mail. If they didn't send it to me, I didn't receive it. People get confused sometimes with those online boxes. Some people register USCIS account online and then they forget about that. And then they do not go in, do not check what's happening there. They can receive notice for biometrics to that online box, miss the notice, don't show up for biometrics, the application now is dead. So there's a lot going on with those things. And I like paper just because I think it's more reliable, even though it's slow, perhaps, okay? But for your purposes, let's say you received that message. Now you sit and you think, what happened? What will I receive? You're wasting your time on that. When you get your paper notice, you will know for sure. And until then, it's just a guess. It's an indication, it seems, that your case will be approved. But until it is approved, we cannot say that it will be approved. So right now, it's only a guessing game. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for participating. And thank you again for liking and sharing this video. I have the best social media family ever. I will give you updates next week. Hopefully something interesting is going to happen. And I will have some good news to share with you. In the meantime, take care, and I hope to see you